Good morning. What's up, guys? Welcome to the live stream. Let me just pause a moment to make sure everything is now. We are officially connected and running. Welcome. And if you are watching on YouTube this morning, make sure that you place your comments, questions in the live stream chat. Well, we do this every weekday morning, right around 8-ish. Obviously, is a few minutes behind this morning. I've got a pretty big morning in store. I've got a live session scheduled to start shortly after the live stream this morning with a client in Europe. So I've got to get all that together, make sure I go over the script and make sure everything's, ready to make the connection and all that kind of stuff as well. And happy hump day to all of you as well. So glad you're here this morning. So I want to talk to you just for a few moments about audiobooks. Now, audiobooks, excuse me, there are some important reasons why you should consider it if you're not recording audiobooks, and some of you guys probably are already. I used it. I've recorded 41 audiobooks, and I used audiobooks strategically to really, especially early on in my career, to grow my career. Audiobooks are the most plentiful form of voiceover work available, which is what makes it so attractive. We could talk more about why in just a moment. And hey, Rob, what's up, man? Yeah, Rob is recording a lot of audiobooks, and you should love it. That's awesome. So I used it strategically, excuse me, by making sure I always had an audiobook in production. So the idea was I never wanted to have downtime. And I knew audiobooks, since they were, some of the lower hanging fruit, so to speak, because they were so plentiful, that when I was between commercial jobs or corporate jobs or whatever, I would make sure I always had an audiobook in production. So if I had an hour here or a couple hours there or half a day here, I would just record audiobooks. And over time, I was able to grow relationships with several publishers. And I was just always had a book in production. Audiobooks are so attractive and they're so plentiful because of technology. It's just like, now you can buy about any book in its digital form. Well, with audiobooks, it's not quite that simple. You can't just snap your fingers and turn it into a digital medium. It requires somebody like you and me to do it, to record it. And that's why it's so attractive. And what's driving the industry primarily is Amazon. Of course, whatever Amazon does has an effect on the marketplace. So Amazon's goal is to, of course, they own audible.com, which is the largest online seller, or the largest online platform for selling audiobooks. And so it is in Amazon's economic best interest to make sure that audiobooks flourish. And what they are trying to do is turn as many traditional books into audiobooks as they can. It's a large task. But they're working hard at it, and one of the ways they are facilitating that goal is through their website acx.com, and you can check it out. And it's a platform that you can use to audition for audiobooks, either directly for publishers or sometimes for the actual authors themselves. I went the ACX route and recorded some audiobooks that way, but really what I preferred was direct marketing to audiobook publishers. And I was able to develop some relationships that way and was able to, create a consistent stream of income. Now, traditionally speaking, audiobooks aren't going to pay as much per time spent as, say, recording a commercial. But the problem is commercials aren't as plentiful. It's supply demand. And that's why, your strategy should at least include audiobooks. For some, it's primary, like for Rob that I just mentioned, Rob Ryder, who's actually in my VoiceOver Blueprint training program. It's become his primary strategy because he's found the market loves him for it. And he's consistently given opportunities, and he's developing relationships with publishers and with authors. And so again, it might be just something you do occasionally. It might be something that you do all the time. But however you approach, I suggest that you at least approach it, that you at least dip your toes in the water through ACX or through direct marketing, and see how it goes for you. It's one of the best ways, I think, to really develop your skills because it requires long stretches in the studio, recording and editing. And it's a great way to sharpen your skills. I think if it hadn't been for audiobooks, that I would not have developed as quickly as I did in my craft. I think it really pushed me to become good, especially long form type work. And even though most of my work these days is corporate e-learning, it's still long form work. But it's like, for me, it's like running a marathon. I can go long. I've developed those muscles and that endurance, and I can just do that kind of stuff pretty much all day long. Now, to help you out with that, I've got a special announcement to make, and that is beginning this Tuesday night, June 14th, 2022. And by the way, if you're watching this later, you'll be able to access the course in its recorded form. But a good friend of mine, Tom Parks, who is a very successful audiobook narrator, makes over $300,000 a year recording audiobooks, is doing a 4-week series, again, beginning this coming Tuesday night, June 14th, and we'll do it for 4 consecutive weeks. And he will take you through step by step on how to build a successful voiceover career, or at least make voiceover an important part of your mix. In case that you might be somebody who doesn't want to just do audiobooks, you want to do something else, that's fine. You're going to learn how to do it and how to do it profitably. Not just be a good audiobook narrator. I mean, certainly you'll learn that as well. But you'll learn how to do it from a business perspective so that it's profitable and to make you profitable. Tom, let me just talk about him for just a moment. Tom is a former college student of mine back in my days as a college professor. So I'm going back nearly 30 years. Tom was a student of mine when I was teaching communications. And Tom became a friend of mine during that time. And we've stayed in touch off and on over the years. And he took the path of voiceover and specifically audiobook work. And again, just has absolutely flourished and is a very knowledgeable, experienced source. And he's a very, very good instructor. And you're going to love him. And I want to invite you to sign up. So what I have done, I've put a link in the description on this YouTube video. You'll find a link in the description, and you can make sure that you get your spot reserved. I do special classes with guest instructors about 4 times a year. And this will be one of those special classes. We just wrapped up a class with Mallory on Fiverr last night. And so the audiobook sessions begin this coming week. And even if you're not sure you want to do audiobooks, I strongly encourage you to check out the class because you're going to get some great insights, some great knowledge, and you'll learn to develop some great skills that will allow you to add audiobooks to or even if you're recording audiobooks, how do you make more money recording audiobooks? How do you move up that ladder? Well, Tom, has the strategies. He's going to teach you to do that. So I want to strongly encourage you to do that. So check it out. Again, go to the description. That begins a week from last night. So this coming Tuesday, June the 14th. Audiobooks. It is where it is at in voiceover. It occupies such a big part. It's a monster. It occupies such a big part of the voiceover world, and it's growing. So if you're looking to be in a segment that shows no signs of slowing down at any time in the near to distant future, then I strongly encourage you to check it out. Hey guys, thanks so much for being here. I appreciate it. I've got to get set up for my session, which starts here shortly. I hope you guys have a great day,